The following podcast contains spoilers and words like piss, shit, and f***. We watch the thing. We watch the thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a very special We Watched a Thing. You got Billy, you got Dave, and we're on the red carpet, my friends. How are you, mate?
I'm very good. It's Oscars. It's Oscars. It's the big award season.
Dave, who are you wearing?
Galliano.
I wish the listeners could have seen your face just then. It was so gleeful. Shall we talk about some winners and stuff, mate?
Yeah, winners, losers.
Yep.
Those poor people stuck at home without a nomination who should have been there.
Okay, all right. Well, how about we start there then, buddy? Because I know that you, in particular, have a lot
I
to
have
say.
feelings.
You've made it very, very clear on several occasions how angry you are about that chick from... What's her name? You know,
are you referring to Dame Mia Goth? Is that who you're referring to?
Yeah, yes. You're very upset about Mia Goth not getting a nomination.
She is the latest example of the ongoing perennial snub of any sort of genre film in these awards.
Ooh, can you still say that after this year, mate?
I absolutely can. Where was the nomination for Lupita Nyong'o for? I didn't think Us was a particularly great film, but she was literally the best performance of the year in any.
Where was the best original screenplay nomination for The Menu? Well, I mean, fuck it. Where was the best original screenplay nomination for Ready or Not?
where was The Menu? Period.
True.
Anywhere in these awards.
Yeah.
Where was The Northman?
Speaking of, I was just going to bring up The Northman. I know that was another big gripe for you, the fact that didn't get anything, which seems crazy to be like, come on, production design. The Northman fucking deserves that.
Yeah. Refresh my memory. How many Academy Awards has Robert Eggers been nominated for now?
I believe 0.
Yeah, it's a big fat donut because the Academy sucks ass. How many Oscars has Ari Aster been nominated for?
Yeah, 0. Yeah.
Where was
maybe this is his year.
Where was the Best Actress nomination for Toni Collette for Hereditary?
Yes, it was non-existent.
There is an endless, and it goes back years and years and years, as far as The Exorcist, which was the last horror movie to actually get a proper nomination for stuff. It is a genre. Genre films are notoriously overlooked, and it has not improved one jot since. And
do you not think of Everything Everywhere All at Once as a genre film? I mean, it 100% is. It's a sci-fi fantasy.
Sci-fi gets away with a little bit more. Horror is the really snubbed.
Yes, okay, yes,
in particular.
That's true.
So yeah, I should probably draw a distinction there. Although even sci-fi, where was Denis Villeneuve for Dune? It probably got some technical award. I don't think it was up for Best Picture. I don't think he was up for Best Director. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
maybe they're saving that for Dune Part 2.
Part 2, it'll be the Return of the King moment.
Yeah.
I mean, there are notable exceptions where kind of public opinion almost pushed the Academy to change its rules, aka Dark Knight, aka Return of the King.
Yeah.
But in general, horrendously overlooked and always have been.
Let me ask you this then. Given who did get nominated this year, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with the wins from those nominations?
Oh, I off the top of my head, I don't think there's a single win that makes me unhappy.
Well, that's a good start.
Leaving aside all the people who weren't nominated that should be, I think of the ones that were nominated, I'm not unhappy with anyone that won.
Yeah.
Which is also not usually something you can say. So,
there's a couple that surprised me, and there's one that I'm like, oh, really? Apart from that, for the most part, I'm pretty happy.
Is the really Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes, it is. Yes. And here's the thing. I am probably the biggest fan of Everything Everywhere All at Once out there. Like, Like, I'm the guy who made the claim that not only is it the best film I saw last year, it is the best film I've seen in the last decade, and that is a claim that I stand by. That's a claim that I stand by. I adore that movie on so many levels, and so I am one of the people who is very, very, very happy with the number of.
But the legacy win for it got. JLC is not.
That's the only one that
I mean, you and I both love Kerry Condon, and we both really wanted her to win. 100%. So there's that.
And even Stephanie Hsu, I think, would have been worthy of the win. Like, again, I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Well, she had more of a. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis.
I would not have nominated
have a character.
I would not have nominated Jamie Lee Curtis for this film, and I love Jamie Lee Curtis. And don't get me wrong, I actually really loved her speech. I thought that her speech was really fucking great. Like, for someone who's been in the industry that long, never been nominated, never have a win, here she is at whatever she is, must be 70 years old at this point. And I thought her speech where she was like, we just won an Oscar. Like, this isn't for me, this is for all of the actresses of genre films who haven't won in the past. We just won an Oscar.
We all got a warm and fuzzy from all the speeches from that film about what the production was like and how much they all loved Daniels. And
yes, yeah.
You couldn't begrudge a single one of them. I'm with you. I don't think she deserved it. It's a legacy win based on her career.
Yes.
Stephanie Hsu, on paper, is by far the more deserving in that film.
Yes, but
this was obviously Stephanie Hsu's young. She's got a whole career. Jamie Lee Curtis, she's getting on a bit with. Have we never given her an award? Really? Checking it back. Nothing. Okay. Fuck it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm with you. My heart was with Kerry Condon.
My God, she was the best supporting female performance of the year by a country mile.
And this is one of the things that's a bit tough. Is as much as I think Everything Everywhere All at Once was deserving of all of its wins, to look at, say, Tar or Banshees of Inisherin and go, wow, they didn't get a single win, and that's a bit
original screenplay. I was not, I guess, happy with it picking up. I don't think it should have.
Yeah.
Flip side, super happy that We've Been Talking picked up adapted.
Yes. Yeah, which I still need to get to. Being in Australia, I still don't know if we've even actually got that film yet.
No.
If we did, it was a very limited release.
I don't think it has yet. I'm basing that purely on, A, the snubbing it's received across the board from every other awards everywhere, and B, how much I love Polly. I think she's just fantastic. I've loved her ever since acting in Go and Dawn of the Dead, and I just love her.
Yeah. Biggest surprise of the night for me actually was Michelle Yeoh picking up Best Actress. I was everyone knows I'm not a fan of Cate Blanchett, and yet by the time I watched Tar, I was all on board the Cate Blanchett train. Did that surprise you at all, or by the time we actually
No, I mean you might remember. I my heart was very much with Cate Blanchett, but my head pick was that the Everything Everywhere train was just going to carry her over. She'd picked up some of the lead up ones, and that didn't surprise me at all. And I'm not upset about that one. It's not my heart pick.
Not upset at all.
But she's great. I love her. I thought she was great in the film. And, I'm not at all unhappy about that. Likewise with Best Actor. I mean, my heart was with Colin Farrell, but, Jesus Christ, how could anyone be unhappy with Fraser after that speech?
And you have to watch The Whale. I
know, and I'm gonna.
Because particularly now, I just want to know your thoughts.
I need to be in the right mood because I know it's going to fucking destroy me for at least 24 hours afterwards.
It's rough.
I need to be in the right frame of mind.
And you want to, you don't want to watch that on a night where you're like Uber Eatsing and smashing food. Like you need to. It's a tough.
You're saying I can't watch that and order like 50 nuggets from Macca's on DoorDash? No.
Even though they brought the Cajun dipping sauce back, mate, you can't do it.
Where's the fucking spicy mayo? Fuck the Cajun dipping sauce. I want spicy mayo. Is the best thing they've ever done.
I agree though. I was really happy that he did end up picking up the award.
I was after his speech. God, I just want to cuddle him. He's just a
and same with Ke Huy Quan. Who does not want Ke Huy Quan to win everything at the moment? And when Harrison Ford announced
Don't start me on that hug.
Oh, he was just so beautiful. He's such a beautiful man.
Recapture hug that people keep fucking putting that up online, and I'm like, stop. I don't need to well up every single time I turn on the internet.
The world is just in love with him, and so am I. I was so glad that he won that. That was just perfect.
Are there any categories that you're annoyed with? Either because of the wrong thing winning, or something that really should have been nominated, other than The Northman and Mia Goth, obviously.
Look, the only one,
because I've got one that I'm pretty pissed about.
As I spoke about last week, I still, and it's hard to say this at this point because obviously it was the biggest winner of the night by miles. I still think Everything Everywhere All at Once, just on its achievements, should have been up for visual effects. I'm, of course, fine with Avatar: The Way of Water winning because it is what it is.
It would have done anyway.
It would have done anyway.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Those 5 guys who spent 5 years doing the effects for Everything Everywhere.
Visual effects and making burgers. They know what they're doing.
Nominated to recognise just the gargantuan scale of that effort. I don't think you can recognise what they achieved enough, given that, and you know this far better than I do, normally you have fucking hundreds of people working on a film of that scale to produce what they did in 5 years
thousands.
with 5 guys.
Yep. Realistically, thousands. You sit and watch the credits of a Marvel film, they don't even go, I don't even think that people understand the way that the visual effects industry works. It's not like one... No. Even, we hear a lot about Weta, for example. Even Weta aren't typically doing a full film. Like, most films will go out to 6, 7, probably usually even 10 plus visual effects houses, and they split the shots up, they split the work up. One house might be doing character rotomation, one house might be doing purely, set extensions. Like, there is a lot of work that goes into it. So for 5 people, that's fucking nuts. I wouldn't say I'm upset by this, but I was surprised by Black Panther picking up Best Costume Design.
Because you're talking about, this is going to sound so pompous, but you're talking about a handful of costumes.
Well, yeah,
really,
and honestly,
I think
a lot of the costume design work is done pre this movie. Like, you're dealing with a franchise that is now 30 plus films in. We've seen the Black Panther costume, we've seen many of these, and I didn't think anything was that exceptional.
There was more, and I was so uninterested in Wakanda Forever that I've literally blanked most of it from my memory. But I'm confident in saying I think there were more costumes and they were better in the first Black Panther. Yeah. Because if you think back to the trials that T'Challa had to go through to get the Panther mantle, you had all of the tribes of Wakanda coming together for that. They all had their own look. It was all designed. That's all now done.
Yeah.
So as you say, the design work on a lot of it is already done. You also had more variety of costumes in that first film than you did in this. Yes, you had the fucking Atlanteans or whatever stupid name they came up with because they didn't want to call it Atlantis in the film, despite the fact that's what it is in the comics, whatever. But I don't think the costumes on those on them were particularly good.
No, not at all.
I think the Wakandans were the kind of wow costumes. So, I'm with you. I don't think it deserved it. As you know, I was 100% behind Babylon picking up anything to do with production design and costume. If not that, All Quiet. It's a period
so let's
piece.
Have you ended up watching?
There's no design involved in All Quiet. I haven't got to it. I've been waiting for a night without the kids, obviously. And we've kind of talked in the past about how you gauge these costume categories when it's a period piece where you're not designing anything.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, true.
You're recreating things versus like a sci-fi or something where you're creating stuff from scratch and, is All Quiet more impressive than, I don't know, Dune.
Yeah.
And, it almost should be two separate categories really, because they're very, it's a very different thing and you can't really compare them. But I think there's an enormous amount of work that goes into accurately recreating a period, particularly recent history.
True.
I mean, if you have something from the Dark Ages,
or like the Northman,
no one knows if it's accurate or not.
Yeah.
World War II, there are people alive who know whether it's accurate or not.
Yeah.
And I think there's an enormous amount of effort and research that goes into recreating those, and I think any decent film from that era, it's an amazing amount of work. And I even without seeing it, even just based on the trailer and the reception that the film has received and knowing what I know about the people behind it, I would pick that over Black Panther.
Oh, easy. So you said before that there was one category that you were very unhappy with. What's that
Original
one?
Song.
Really? That went to Triple R.
Something missing. It did. And of the nominees, I'm happy with that pick.
Oh, you're unhappy about Velvet Sound System, right?
White Noise needed to be nominated and it should have won. That song is fucking amazing. And I'm the biggest Triple R fan there is. I think I'm not unhappy about them winning. Yep. I'm really unhappy that White Noise. It's the only thing that I wanted it nominated for. I mean, I would have liked to see Driver nominated. I think we both love that lecture scene. I think he was amazing in it. But whatever, that doesn't bother me. I am really annoyed and upset that wasn't nominated for original song, because that closing credits sequence with the song, I think, was one of the best things I've seen on screen in the last 12 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
You'd be happy about The Whale, though. You picked it for makeup.
Yes, and I am happy about that. And again, you got to watch it. You got to watch it.
It's there. I do. I really do.
I saw just the other day an interview where, believe it or not, Adam Sandler, of all people, was interviewing Brendan Fraser and saying how touched he was by The Whale. And so Fraser was talking about the makeup process, and it was really interesting because he compared it to, movies of the past where people have undergone that kind of makeup.
Gilmore.
And he was, he was like, okay. Mike Myers in Goldmember, the names he was pulling from, it's not anywhere near as tastefully done. And so he was basically saying, even though this kind of thing has been done before, it's never really been done this realistically, or this, he underwent full choreography to walk like an obese person. And so it's all of that tied together, but the makeup and costuming is really next level. Like, it's a big transformation, literally.
You can tell that. Not so much from the trailer, but the clips that they showed in the awards, where you get the full length of him sitting in the chair, and you're just like, that makes me uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah,
the trailer of the film doesn't. It's just a fat dude, and you just look at his face. When you see the full length of him, it really makes you uncomfortable to watch.
Every time he stands up, he is just. Like, there's no word for it, for the level of awe that you feel when this, because he's a very tall dude, of course, as well, and he's just so kind of empowering. It's scary. It's very well done. All right, so how about we do this?
Oh, the other thing I've got to get to. Have you seen Pinocchio, by the way?
No, I've not yet.
That's the other thing, because the whole way through I want Marcel to win. Because
I thought Marcel was going to win.
It's such a wonderful, wonderful thing. Jenny Slate's so amazing. It's such an original and beautiful thing. Yeah, and everyone I knew was going
to win.
Pinocchio. It's amazing, Pinocchio. And I'd not even seen a trailer for Pinocchio. I still haven't. I know it's Del Toro, so I know it's not shit. But I know nothing about it. I don't even know what it looks like, other than that there's stop motion involved.
Yeah.
I do feel the need to go and see it, obviously. But, I was interested if you'd got to it yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet. And I'm expecting to like it. I mean, I like Del Toro. I love stop motion. Stop motion's probably one of my favorite mediums of film. But yeah, I was surprised, actually. I really thought that Marcel had like the love behind it. Right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you scoring the Oscars? I reckon I'm giving this year a 7. I was overall very happy. Like, no major surprises. Most of the surprises I'm okay with. I was very glad for the wave of love that Everything Everywhere All at Once got. So for
I'm
me,
happy with all of
I'm
the emotional touch points. I don't resent really any of the winners.
Yeah,
even original song. Like I love Triple R. So even though I would have liked White Noise in there, if it wasn't there, this is the best possible thing to have won. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with everything. I think Kimmel was fine. There's some awful cringy jokes that he was forced to tell when he embarrassed that poor fucking Nobel Prize winner. That was almost made me want to crawl out of my own skin. When he brought it back with all the Matt Damon sledging, that was fucking
I thought
brilliant callback.
I really enjoyed his monologue about the slap as well. His whole,
the slap stuff.
We've got a security system in place. If at any point anyone rushes on stage, just do exactly what you did last year. Just don't do anything. And then if someone does manage to get up here and slap me, it's okay. They will be given the award for best actor. That was. I'm surprised they
mentioned it at all.
You have to,
and I'm even more surprised that they mentioned it that much.
Yeah,
which was fantastic. And all I'm surprised. My assumption is, and I think I'm correct, that all the jokes are written by a team of people, which is why they're always so shit.
Yeah.
But obviously Kimmel had a hand in it, or you wouldn't have had the Matt Damon stuff, which I thought was brilliant. Because, half the audience don't even remember those fucking Matt Damon things that he did with Sarah Silverman. But that was I was in hysterics at that. So that adds a point. I'll give it a 7. And it's an Academy Awards thing, so it's never going to be higher than maybe an 8 at best. So it's a good score. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, I was fairly happy. All right. Well, thanks for the chat, buddy.
That's all right.
All right. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at wewatchedathing.com or wewatchedathing@gmail.com. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all under the handle at wewatchedathing. Let us know what you thought of the Oscars and if you were upset about anything. If you want to help support the show, you can do that at patreon.com/wewatchedathing, and we'll catch you next week.
Yeah. Go watch Triple R if you haven't watched it. Fucking amazing movie.